Hello, welcome to day 305 of the New Testament. We are looking at Hebrews this week. My name is Kira Pugh and today we're looking at Hebrews 3. Context for Hebrews, which you might have heard, is that it was primarily written for Jewish converts. So you can imagine the transition that's going on in these people's mind. They know the Old Testament so well. They've been grown up in Judaism and they're on this discovery of Jesus as being this full revelation of God. And so there's this theme in Hebrews about believing that and not being people of disbelief. For the Jewish people, for these Jewish converts, a hero of theirs, the kind of icon of faith, was Moses. And that's what part of this chapter is about. It's about reframing the picture of who Jesus is and who Moses is. Because Moses was this great leader. He had set them free from oppression and slavery and brought them out of Egypt. He had given them the law. And in the Jewish mindset, it would have been hard to conceive that anyone would have been closer to God than Moses. But in this passage, we have this metaphor of a house. And it says Moses is like a house. He's the people of God, the people of Israel. And Moses is this faithful servant to God. But Jesus built the house. Jesus isn't a faithful servant. Jesus is the faithful Son of God. This metaphor is saying Jesus is greater than Moses. Jesus is the leader. Jesus is the most superior authority. That's a big deal. And it goes on to then describe a psalm. And that psalm is looking back at when the Israelites were in their wilderness and they were trying and testing God. And they pushed him and he brought judgment and he brought grace and grace and grace till they wouldn't repent and they wouldn't trust God. And they weren't able to go into the promised land. They weren't able to follow Moses' leadership into this land of rest that God had offered them and provided for them. And I wonder if, as they heard these words of Hebrews, if there was kind of this whisper in their mind going, don't be the disbelieving people. Follow Jesus into this new land of rest. And it says that the antidote for these hardened hearts, for this disbelief, is to encourage one another daily, so that not one of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness, but to hear God's voice. And so I want us to be encouraged today to be people who learn from our past and have confidence that we can follow Jesus and trust where he is leading us. And so my encouragement to you is also to say, well done. Well done for being committed to him, for poring over his word. And he delights in you today.